I'm ready. Cool. All right. So great. Thank you first for joining. It's always amazing to see so many familiar faces joining the from the community, and also seeing a lot of new faces as well. So we hugely appreciate the support. And we thought we would try something a little bit different today, a little bit of a different format to the usual. I'm conscious that this is my first opportunity to talk to the community since joining Freetrade as VP of Product back in January. So I wanted to give you a little bit of an insight into me, my background, what I joined Freetrade to achieve with the great team that we have here. And then after that, I'm going to focus a bit on the product roadmap and some of the specific items. So it's about 10 to 15 minutes tops of me talking. Hopefully you'll find it useful. And then Sam or Victor is gonna lead the questions for the remainder of the hour. Cool. So yeah, it's a really simple agenda. So let's jump straight in. So a lot of you know this. I've spent the majority of my career at Hargreaves Lansdown in Bristol, which I joined back in 2005. I led digital product for them, and I was a driver behind a lot of the digital services that they offer, such as the mobile apps, the live prices, watch list, overseas share dealing, limit orders, charts. And basically it was me or my team, my product team, that will have been behind pretty much anything that you interact with digitally. And I see a lot of similarities between HL as it was back then and Freetrade as it is today, just for a slightly different generation. When I joined Hargreaves, they were the underdog. They didn't have market share. At the time, there were a lot of older previous generation platforms that sat merrily atop of the market, assuming that nobody would ever be able to knock them off their perch. And by focusing on championing the client and delivering better outcomes for them, that turned around pretty quickly. But times move on, and technology evolves along with people's expectations. And for me, that presents Freetrade with the same unique opportunity today to really turbocharge our growth and steal a march on this market. So I left Hargreaves last year as I wanted to work in a fintech company, a true fintech company, using the latest technology with a product-led culture at the core. So I joined Monzo initially, and the initial intention was that I was going to focus on investments. However, that got put on ice as priorities changed, as they often do. And I ended up joining the fledgling lending business to launch personal loans. Banking isn't my passion, though. So the opportunity to join Freetrade and get back into retail investing in a place where I could bring my personal vision from my days at Hargreaves into a company that I felt aligned with my goals and execute on those goals was a super exciting opportunity that I really didn't want to pass up. So here I am, VP of Product, building out the product design and research function, and working with all of our amazing, talented colleagues to shape the future direction of Freetrade. So where are we going? What is the vision for Freetrade? I think it's really important. It's always where I start. So I've been here for 5 months. It's always where I start. What is the vision? And making sure that we have a really strong focus on it. I'm the new boy in town. I want to take this opportunity to share how I see it with you. But firstly, why do we have a vision? What's the point? What's the purpose? Well, for me, it really helps to steer the ship. If you don't know what point on the horizon you're aiming for, then you can't make the right decisions today for how to get there. So we're not about just delivering features. We're about helping people to achieve better financial outcomes. So what is the vision? Okay, well, we believe everybody should be investing. Yet in this country in particular, most people don't. And normally this is because they don't have the confidence to start, or fees are too high, or services just aren't well designed enough to make people feel in control. And I saw a stat yesterday, which I thought was pretty alarming, that was apparently only 27% of people in the UK feel in control of their finances. And that's pretty bad. And it's going to come back to bite them in a big way when people come to rely on their savings for whether it's to get on the property ladder, to start building a family, or later in their life. They're just not going to have the money. And how are people saving? Well, they're putting their money in savings accounts, in cash ISAs, out of sight, out of mind. And they're earning at most, what, 1%, 1.5%? And those rates are dropping like stones at the moment in the current environment, and their savings are not going to outpace inflation. And for me, this isn't okay. This isn't all right. We have a solution in investing. It consistently outperforms cash savings over the long term. I hope I'm okay saying that. So investing should be accessible to everyone. It's really, really important. And our vision is a world in which everyone is investing their money and has the confidence to build and manage a portfolio and feel in control of reaching their own financial outcomes. And we've already removed one barrier. We've taken away exorbitant commission. And this has enabled people to invest smaller amounts while they try investing and grow their confidence. But of course, it doesn't stop there. And for me, it really breaks down to two things. How do people discover the best stocks to invest in? And how do they avoid the ones best avoided? We want to make it easy to invest in a wide and balanced range of investments with a simple, predictable user experience, regardless of the market or the type of instrument. We want to take the pain away. And once you've built a portfolio, how do you keep track of the performance? Is it balanced and diversified? Are you outside of your risk appetite? Are things performing as well now as when you first bought them? And once you've got that rich level of insight, we'll make it easy for you to get back on track if you need to, or maybe you can switch on autopilot and let us do it for you. Ultimately, I think the retail investment industry has done a pretty poor job of making investment accessible to everyone. And I hold myself responsible for that to some degree because I've worked in it for 15 years. It's jargon-filled, it's confusing, it assumes people have an economics degree to be able to understand some of the terminology. It needs to be modernized so that it's open for business to everyone, not just the wealthiest people. So that, for me, is the vision for Freetrade and looking at the retail investment industry. Let's focus on Freetrade specifically, and just a little bit of time spent on the vision for this. Spent a long time on that animation, so I hope it works. Freetrade Plus, it's coming. We're really excited. We're working hard on it at the moment. Really keen to get it in your hands as soon as we possibly can. But I wanted to talk about it's not just a feature, it's part of achieving our vision for Freetrade. Firstly, we will always offer a commission-free, easy-to-use service. Should be simple and low friction, help everybody to start investing. The Freetrade Plus is for when people want more. They want more insight, more tools, more features, greater options, greater control, autopilot, advanced order types, and more. Freetrade Plus is going to offer great value because it will give you the best tools possible to help ensure you reach your financial goals. How do you put a price on that? So that's a bit about the vision and a bit about Freetrade Plus. I hope you're excited to get your hands on it. It'll be very soon. We'll obviously be sharing a lot more in the coming weeks as it nears its launch. But I wanted to talk now a little bit about the product roadmap. So this week we've refreshed, we've rethought, and relaunched our product roadmap. And hopefully you've had a chance to take a look. If not, hopefully the link is on the screen in front of you. You'll notice it's a bit different. It's not a laundry list of things that we've spoken about at some point in time. We wanted to make it really transparent and really meaningful to you. So you'll see the things we're working on right now have the most detail or the most specific. As you go further out in time, though, things are more subject to change. And so while we know things we're aiming to work on, we don't want to promise things that we then don't deliver in the timeframes that you expect, but we will always share as much as we can. We know the problems people are facing with investing, and as you heard from the vision, we know what we want the outcomes to be. But as I said, we don't just deliver features, we deliver things that solve those problems, remove pain points, and help you achieve your outcomes. So until we know how we're going to do that, we'll keep our cards a little bit closer to our chest on some of those features. And for that reason, they're also not time bound. So everything we work on, we do the best possible job we can to deliver the right level of quality. So where we can, we'll give you timelines. But trust us, trust me, we'll always be delivering new features as quickly as we possibly can and always looking for ways that we can go faster. But we do set high standards and we don't want to ship anything until it's ready. Cool, so what are we working on? Let me have a bit. You've been listening to me for a while, thank you for that. I wanted to give you a sneak peek on a couple of the things that we're currently working on. First things first, the thing that you asked for more than anything else recently is an increase to the size of the stock universe. So we listened to you and we have added 265 stocks in just the last 2 weeks. And you guys didn't disappoint. Since we did that, you've blown the ceiling of our previous daily trading records. And furthermore, that's without a hiccup to our systems. Testament to the outstanding in-house technology that we've invested a lot of blood, sweat, and money into in the last 18 months. And there are more stocks to follow. We're adding 90 more today. Hopefully you've seen that. And we're going to keep adding more each week, including ETFs. We preach a lot about building diverse, balanced portfolios. So we're committing to giving you access to a wide range of instruments as possible so you can build a really diverse portfolio through Freetrade. Next up, we know making payments to your accounts is not good enough. It's cumbersome, it's manual, and it can be super frustrating when your money gets delayed. I know, I've been there myself. So we're removing that pain. We're going to be allowing you to link directly to your bank account through the Freetrade app, making top-ups really quick and super easy. We want you to get access to your money as quickly as possible so you don't miss an opportunity to invest whilst you're waiting for your cash to clear. So that's coming soon. And lastly, we're also completely overhauling the order flow. We want it to be scalable so that it supports more order types. And I'm keeping this one under wraps a little bit at the moment. So don't worry, it's not your screen that's gone wrong. It's my way of subtly blurring out the images. But trust me, they look super cool, super easy to use, and yeah, make trading a delight. And alongside that, we're also working on providing limits and other order types so you can place exactly the trades that you want to. And what's up next? Well, so talking about what's up next, what I would say is this is where the product roadmap comes in for that sort of information. I think we've spoken quite a lot in past AMAs about things that we're going to be working on. So I don't think any of this will come as a surprise. Firstly, we're going to be progressing with the EU rollout very soon. It's a really key priority for us, so it's getting an awful lot of attention in Freetrade Towers. Alongside that, we're going to expand the universe further, including EU stocks to support stock trading in Europe. We're also working hard on launching a SIP. You'll have heard this, you know this. That's progressing really well. We're having some really good conversations with some companies to support that. And that will be coming soon as well. And lastly, we also want to improve the free share service because we know how popular it is with you. And there's so much more. That's just the start. Keep an eye on the roadmap and we'll keep you posted through the community and blog on our process.